Hello, New Apple Times here, welcome to a new video, and today I'm gonna try to help you decide whether you should buy the new 40mm Apple Watch Series 4 or the 44. Okay, so this wasn't a video I actually had planned to make, but I found myself having this question and making this question for myself. And yeah, I thought I searched, I googled, and I didn't find any help at all, or any video, any article, anything. So yeah, I just thought I would share with you the thoughts, everything I considered when choosing on whether to buy the 44 or the 40mm. So, in my opinion, the whole matter is if you currently have the 42mm watch. If you have currently the 38mm watch, I would say go for the 40 because it's pretty much the same size and the screen is bigger. The 44 might be a little too big for you. However, with the 42mm, we find that the 40mm watch actually has a bigger screen area than the 42mm did. That is thanks to the reduced bezels that Series 4 have. Okay, so the problem for me was that I currently have the 42mm Apple Watch and it's a little too big for my wrist. I mean, it's not that big, but it's somewhat big. So yeah, I started thinking and thought that the 44mm would probably be a bit too large. So the first thing I looked was Apple's recommendations for their different watches. So according to Apple's website, the 40mm watch is suitable for wrists that are 130 to 200mm. On the other hand, the 44mm watch is recommended for wrists from 140 to 210mm, so that's a 10mm difference. For that reason, if your wrist is smaller, or I'd say that even 140mm, just that, I would recommend the 40mm one. After checking that, I measured my wrist and I found that my wrist measures exactly 150mm, so I should be good with any of those. On the 44mm watch, the screen area is a lot bigger than in any of those two, so yeah, if you would like the bigger screen and your wrist is not too small, definitely go for it. However, that was another concern I had in my mind. Would that screen be too big to see in my wrist? I currently have the 42mm watch and yeah, I think the screen size is pretty perfect. I don't need much else, so yeah, in that respect I might go for the 40mm. Also, you might think that the 44mm watch has a bigger battery and therefore would last longer. However, that watch also has a bigger screen, and the screen is one of the things that takes up most battery from your devices. So, according to Apple's website, it's pretty much the same duration for both, which is 18 hours in normal usage. We also have the price factor. However, I was pleased to discover that the price difference between the 44 and the 40mm watches isn't that big. In fact, it's only about $30 more, so that's quite reasonable. Also, if you plan on buying multiple bands, the price is the same for both 40 and 44mm watches. Speaking of bands, that's also something to take into account because your current bands will work with the new watches. However, the 42mm bands will work with the 44mm watch and the 38mm bands will work with the 40mm watches. So in my case, I have a 42mm. If I buy the 40mm watches, my current band I would not be able to use it with that. So if you have multiple bands and you're not willing to buy extra, definitely go for the same watch you had until now. However, probably the most important thing about a watch is seeing it on yourself and deciding. The watches will not be released until September 21st and therefore will not be on display in stores until that date. However, if you navigate to the specs of every watch in the Apple's website, you will see the measurements. And it is really easy to make some paper concepts of how the watches would look and try them out on your wrist. For example, this is my wrist with my current watch, and this is how the 44mm watch would look like next to it. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger, and yeah, probably it would be too big for my wrist. I don't know. And if we take the 40, this is how the 40mm watch would look like in my wrist. So yeah, it's pretty much the same size as well, and as I said, the screen is slightly bigger, so yeah, in the end I might just go for the 40. Last but not least, I think you could try asking your friends or relatives what they think, because I had a vision about it and then I asked my parent, my girlfriend, and they told me totally the opposite. So yeah, you can have a debate with them, and if their arguments convince you, then you're good to go. However, if you're not rushing to get the new watch, I recommend you to wait until the 21st and go to a store and see it by yourself, because it's the best way that you're going to see how it fits and how you feel with each different model. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I was gonna order it yesterday, but there were a lot of issues with my internet, the website and everything, and I finally couldn't order. And if I order now, it will tell me that it takes 3 to 4 weeks to ship it. So that's actually not good. I wanted to have it on the 21st to do an unboxing, review and everything. But I will still have it and I will still do all of those videos, so definitely stay tuned. So yeah, what I'm going to do in the end is go to an Apple store next Friday and see them both, try them both, and then decide. So yeah, what do you think? Was this video helpful? Please thumbs up if it was, and subscribe down below for more Apple related content, and as I said, many videos about the Apple Watch Series 4 coming soon. Also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, because I ask a lot of things, I post a lot of stories, also the news and all that. And I actually posted a poll about this in Instagram. However, the results were exactly 50 to 50%, so that didn't help much. But thank you everyone who voted. And finally, this is new, don't forget to follow me on Apple Music, so we can both see what each other listens to. So yeah, this was everything I wanted to show you today. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.